This training video is to explain the changes to SOP 402.4 Vehicle and Traffic Stops and review how to use the Replicate and Copy to Another form feature in Trax. The purpose of SOP 402.4 is to provide a uniformed approach for documenting all vehicle traffic stops as defined under this policy through issuing traffic citations, warnings, or street checks. By documenting the reason for contact for all vehicle traffic stops through a citation, warning, or street check, officers will ensure vehicle traffic stop data is captured. The new policy requires that all vehicle traffic stops shall be documented in some manner to ensure there is never a situation where a citizen is detained for a vehicle traffic stop that is not documented. Officers shall document the reason for contact by issuing a traffic citation or warning in all instances where a vehicle traffic stop was conducted for a violation of a traffic law or ordinance and determined to be a violation. Officers shall document a vehicle traffic stop through a street check when a vehicle traffic violation did not occur or when the reason for contact is not captured in a citation or warning. For example, an officer runs the wrong tag and conducts a traffic stop. If an officer runs the wrong tag and conducts a traffic stop based on the information provided on the tag the officer ran, once the officer realizes this error, the officer must end the detainment of the driver. The officer must complete a street check. On the face page of the street check, the officer will pick traffic stop for the type and traffic stop for the reason. Choose unidentified person and complete at minimum the role. You can choose driver of vehicle or bicyclist as an example, the sex and the race of the person stopped, the vehicle page if you have any identifying information to put in that page, and in the narrative a brief explanation of the traffic stop. For example, I ran Florida tag ABC123 and DHSMV revealed the tag to be expired. I conducted a traffic stop. Upon approach, I observed the Florida tag to be ABC456. I advised the driver of this error and ended the traffic stop. That concludes the narrative. Vehicle traffic stops based on local ordinance violations shall be documented in the same manner. Bicycles are considered a vehicle under Florida law. You are no longer required to complete a street check for every bicycle stop. Bicycle stops will now follow the same guidelines as motor vehicle stops. A citation, warning, or street check must be documented for the reason for contact. The reason for contact must be documented on its own form. For example, a vehicle is stopped for speeding and the officer decides to only issue a citation for no insurance. The officer is required to copy the information for speeding to a warning in Trax as that was the reason for contact. While officers may notate on the no insurance citation that the person was speeding, notes alone are not sufficient to capture the reason for contact. You must complete a separate speeding warning in Trax as it was the reason for contact. If the vehicle traffic stop results in a report being written, for example, an arrest was made, a citation, warning, or street check is required and must document the reason for contact. For example, the vehicle is stopped for running a stop sign, and during the course of the traffic stop, it is determined that the driver has a warrant and is arrested on the warrant. The officer must complete a warning or citation in Trax for the stop sign violation. The stop sign violation is the reason for contact. Reason for contact is defined under SOP 402.4 is the primary traffic law violation or reasonable suspicion for a vehicle traffic stop by an officer. You do not need probable cause to conduct a traffic stop. A traffic stop is conducted based on reasonable suspicion. SOP 635 defines reasonable suspicion as articulable facts justifying a vehicle traffic stop, which provides more than a mere hunch that a violation of the law has been committed, is in the process of being committed, or is about to be committed. Even if the officer has reasonable suspicion, the duration of the vehicle traffic stop cannot be indefinite. A vehicle traffic stop must be temporary or last no longer than is necessary to effect the original purpose of the detention to be considered considered reasonable. A vehicle traffic stop, as defined under this policy, means a stop of a vehicle on a public or private street, highway, roadway, or right-of-way where the initial purpose of the stop is for a violation of a traffic law or ordinance. This is not meant to cover pedestrian violations or vehicle stops involving suspected non-traffic criminal activity, such as stopping a stolen vehicle. When conducting a traffic stop, you must use tracks as the primary source for documenting warnings and citations. If you stop a vehicle for speeding, and speeding is your reason for contact, however you only issue a no insurance citation, a warning in tracks for speeding is required since that is your reason for contact. To copy from one form to another in tracks, open up the UTC and complete the fields necessary for the violation in which you are issuing. Once complete, under the Home tab, click Copy Info to another form. A box will pop up asking you which form you wish to copy to. Click Copy to Warning, then click OK. A separate tab will open for the warning and pre-fill all of the fields except the statute field. For example, select speeding and complete the section. You must validate each form separately. If you open two forms, you must click Validate on each of them. If you have a citation open and you wish to issue an additional citation, or you have a warning open and you wish to add an additional warning, you may click Replicate Current Form. This will replicate the same form that you have open and require you to add the statute. Remember to validate each form separately. If you have opened a form in tracks and have not issued the form to the violator, leave the form in open status and email the tracks administrator the case number or citation number requesting it to be deleted. Do not reuse forms. This concludes the overview of the Vehicle Traffic Stop Policy SOP 402.4. Please review the SOP for the complete details.